beautiful YouTube fam. What is good? Yours truly, Marv, back once again. Marv's Room. Listen, I got a great topic today I want to talk to you guys about in regards to Florence Scovel Shinn. For those of you guys that don't know, Florence Scovel Shinn is another great metaphysical teacher that was around in the mid 1800s all the way up until the early 1900s. Her work became popular. She was another great metaphysical teacher like Neville, who was before Neville, ahead of her time, obviously, with a lot of this stuff, as a lot of these metaphysical teachers are. But I wanted to get into her book, The Game of Life and How to Play It, because I think she made some great points in breaking down the subconscious, the conscious mind, and the superconscious mind, and what really gives you the answers to life, to what it is that you want, to what it is that you want to manifest. And she gives a great example in what I'm getting ready to read and tying it into a specific person with a lady that she'd helped manifest a specific person. So I wanted to get into that and then go into a little bit of detail about SP because let's face it, we all know we love talking about specific person. So let's just jump right into it because I think this is a great book, and I think the way she opened this, talking about the superconscious mind and subconscious is. So yeah, let's just jump right into it. So it goes like this. This is from her book, Game of Life and How to Play It. For those that don't know, but if you've been following my work for a long time, you probably already read this book. And if you've been following Agnes's channel, you probably already heard about this book, read this book. But here's a reminder because we need reminders in life. I want you guys to always remember that we need reminders because we read stuff and we forget about stuff. And stuff is meant to be forgotten because that's how the brain works. If you guys watched my other video when I talk about the memory and how you're doing certain things, remembering stuff is destroying your brain. So watch that other video if you haven't watched it. But yeah, let's just jump right into this with Florence Scovel Shinn, the godmother of this shit. All right. So she goes like this. There are three departments of the mind: the subconscious, conscious, and the superconscious. The subconscious is simply power without direction. Yo, that is so powerful. The subconscious mind is simply power without direction. It is like steam or electricity, and it does what it is directed to do. It has no power of induction. Whatever man feels deeply or images clearly is impressed upon the subconscious mind and carried out in the minutest detail. Super powerful. And this kind of goes in, I believe, with what I had kind of talked about with the other guy I read to you guys about, Emil Quay, and trying to get the will to go in hand with the imagination. And what Emil was saying is the imagination will always win over the will. And I think that's because that's like she's saying the imagination is what's already in the subconscious mind. So that's going to win because it has no direction until you learn how to consciously direct it, which is what Emil Quay talked about. If you watch my video on Emil Quay, he talked about the imagination can be directed. You can guide it. But I think Florence Scovel in this quick part right here, I think she broke it down beautifully about whatever you feel deeply and image and clearly impressed upon a subconscious mind and carried out. But I think simply power without direction is so powerful to describe the subconscious mind. Now she goes on to say the conscious mind has been called mortal or carnal mind. It is the human mind and sees life as it appears to be. And this is the stage that most of us are stuck in. We seeing life as it appears to be. It sees death, disaster, sickness, poverty, limitation of every kind. It impresses the subconscious mind because it has no direction. You haven't been taught the direction. The superconscious mind is the God mind. This is where shit gets really good right here. The superconscious mind is the God mind within each man or woman and is the realm of perfect ideas. This is where perfection lies. The superconscious mind lies in perfection. Okay? In it is the perfect pattern spoken of by Plato, the divine design. For there is a divine design for each person. There is a place that you are to feel and no one else can feel, something you are to do which no one else can do. There's a perfect picture of this in the superconscious mind. It usually flashes across the conscious as an unattainable ideal, something too good to be true. Yo, this is great. In reality, it's man's true destiny or destination flashed to him from the infinite intelligence, which is within himself. Many people, however, are ignorant of their true are ignorant of their true destinies and are striving for things and situations which do not belong to them and would only bring failure and dissatisfaction if attained. Now that's some powerful stuff right there. I'm gonna look at that. Many people, however, are in ignorance of their true destinies and are striving for things and situations which do not belong to them and would only bring failure and dissatisfaction if attained. I've mentioned this in videos in my past on how understanding how when you guys are on one level of frequency, when you manifested something, you don't realize that you're actually down here when you're manifesting or trying to live in the end, live in the assumption of whatever it is that you want. I'm telling you guys, and Florence is saying this. Now, she said this back in the 1800s. I'm telling you guys, once you really figure out what it is that you want, a lot of your goals or the true goals that you need to attain and want to attain in life will change because you're stepping into your truth. You're stepping into what's, like she says, yours by divine right. There is a job, a place, whatever you are specifically supposed to feel that nobody else can feel. And you're not going to know that until you get to that place. But a lot of times we ignore this, what the superconscious mind is trying to convey to us, and we never get what it is that we want, or we get things that are not for us. And like she said, if we do get those things, we're not going to enjoy it the way we think we're going to enjoy it, because so many people say, oh, if I could just get that job, oh, if I could just get that certain amount of money, or if I could just get that specific person, then my life is going to be great. But as you see in Florence's opinion, she's saying that, no, wait a second, that's not true. Figure out from your superconscious mind what it really is that you need, what it really is that you want. And then from this example, and this is where I'm getting ready to get into the specific person, because she ties what I just said into a specific person. So now let's go back. Many people, however, in ignorance of their true destinies and are striving for things and situations that don't belong to them and would only bring failure and dissatisfaction if attained. For example, a woman came to me and asked me to speak the word that she would marry a certain man with whom she was very much in love. She called him AB. I replied that this would be a violation of law, but that I would speak the word for the right man, the divine selection, okay, is what she calls it. The man who belonged to her by divine right. Not who she wanted, but the man that she knew by divine right. Okay, this is the guy for you, because I think this is a problem a lot of us have. We think, oh, this guy or this woman is who we want back. We think that's who we need. But is that really the divine selection? And so she goes on to say, I added, if AB is the right man, you can't lose him. And if he isn't, you will receive his equivalent. Or better, as we all know. You know what I mean? So she saw AB frequently, but had no headway. But no headway was made in their friendship. One evening she called and said, do you know, for the last week, AB hasn't seemed so wonderful to me. I replied, maybe he is not the divine selection. Another man might be the right one. Soon after that, she met another man who fell in love with her at once and who said she was his ideal. In fact, he said all the things that she had wished AB would say to her. And she remarked, it was quite uncanny. She soon returned his love and lost all interest in AB. This shows the law of substitution. A right idea was substituted for a wrong one. Therefore, there was no loss or sacrifice involved. Oh, man. Yo. People nowadays, I feel like, don't even break stuff down the way this lady broke this stuff down. Like, if I was around her when she was writing this, like this stuff sounds like she was just like roasting the L. She was smoking a joint when she was saying this shit. Like, she broke this shit down beautifully. If I was alive back then when she wrote this, I would be right next to her like, yo, Florence, pass that shit. Because you talking that shit right now. Yo, Florence was talking that stuff when she wrote this. I mean, I've never heard nobody till this day break stuff down kind of like the way she just broke it down. And I think what she said at the end, the law of substitution, a right idea substituted for the wrong one, therefore no loss or sacrifice was involved. And I think this is a key part, because a lot of times what people don't realize is when they manifest stuff, there is sacrifice involved. This is why I always talk, and she says in this book too, she likes to use the statement under grace in a perfect way. And that's later in the book that she talks about that. But this is why I believe a lot of times when people manifest stuff, bad things happen in order for you to get your manifestation, because sacrifice is involved. And like she just said in this situation with AB, when she was trying to manifest her SP, there was no sacrifice involved because the way she said the prayer and the way she gave her the affirmations to say, it was under divine selection. What's right for me? Not what I want, not what I think I want based on me being down here on this frequency, but what is actually right for me. And this is a realization I had a long time ago. I stopped wanting things that I thought I wanted because I thought to myself, I said, yo, Marv, you don't even really know what you want. And this was a realization I had too with my SP. When I manifested the SP back, I manifested the SP back, and I really didn't want to do it. I only did it from a sense where I was like really playing around just to try to test Neville, because like Neville says, test it to see if it works. So I tested it, and I was like, oh shit, this shit works. You know what I mean? But when my SP came back, I was kind of like, yeah, nah, I'm good, love. I'm good. I'm up here now. Like, I don't even care no more. You know what I mean? So I want a lot of you guys to go back and reread, rewatch this video if you want to, or pick up the book yourself and listen to this book and what she says about, wanting certain things and desires that you think you want, because this is real talk. You know what I mean? And I know a lot of coaches don't really dive into this type of stuff because a lot of people understand this. If you're really awake, a lot of these coaches and people and whatever, they're going to tell you stuff that you want to hear because they want you to come back and keep paying them that bread. You know what I mean? But me, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to tell you what I think is the real truth, because I don't really care about the money. I really want to help people get real results. I really want to help people get real love and stuff that's going to last. You know what I mean? So please go back and reread this. If this is you, if you are in a specific person's situation right now, you think you want AB, like AB in this story, in this situation, I want you to ask yourself, who's your AB? Who is your AB right now? Because we all have been there. We all had AB. Is it AB that you really want to manifest, whether you a man or a woman? Who is your AB? And then go back and reread this and figure out, okay, yo, I got to figure out if AB is who I really want. Do I really seem like I'm interested in AB now? And it could be. I'm not saying it's not, but I'm saying AB could be for you. Your AB could be for you, but your AB may not be for you. But you're only going to know that if you do the work. You know what I'm saying? But yo, check it. I just wanted to share that with y'all real quick because I thought this was extremely powerful, especially to be written, back in the 1800s. Because I know a lot of you guys get so caught up in Neville's work, but I believe there are so many great metaphysical teachers, law of attraction teachers, that break stuff down that you might have never heard of or never thought about, or you may need to just remember it and bring it to the forefront. Because Neville is really popular right now, but understand Neville was only one person. And understand people were being helped way before Neville. And I just think Neville is the popular guy right now, and he's the bandwagon person, which is all good. No shade to him. He's great. His works are great. But there are other people, like I just read Florence Scovel Shinn, who I think were extremely excellent in what they talked about. And it's something to think about. It's something to consider. But once again, it's been your man Marv, yours truly. See you guys next time in the next video. You know where, you know when.